Alright, I don't wait for anybody to comment, Jonah. I'm sorry that's what you think. Like, that's not how that works. Definitely don't need to wait for anyone to comment. That's for sure. There we go. Thank you. Dun 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 dun. Hello, Green Canada. Hi, Leon. Hi, Shannon. Thanks, y'all, for coming in already. Wow, I'm already missing calls. I just got started. I haven't even turned on the phone lines yet. You gotta give me just a second. Duh. No, they're probably not kidding. That's the sad part, Hillary. Hi, Pablo. BMC, hello. Yes, guys, we now have bingo boards in our Discord. If you don't have it open yet, please go into the Discord and then, you know, once you're verified, open the bingo card. See how that goes. I'm probably gonna start doing something with it starting next month, and we'll see. That's a crazy take. We're gonna take over Canada. No. What? No. Canada has no reason to want to join us at all. None at all. They would lose their health insurance. Why would they want to do this? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and open the phone lines and see what's happening. See what's going on. Sure. Is it trolling when the joke continues months down the line? It's not a joke. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Alright. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, personally, I voted for Trump because he promised he'd enforce the law to make us all start digging our butts twin, you know?
Become a serious person. I mean, just become a serious person. It's not even difficult. Yeah, it always starts off some way, you know? Hey, Christoppa. Have a conversation with someone that's just spewing dumb stuff. That's not even anything like, no. Like, let's be clear. If you're up here and you're spouting nonsense from a meme in that regard, and that's the first thing you say to somebody, is you're just spouting nonsense from a meme, and this guy said he was in his 20s. It's Sunday. Didn't you find a nice girl at church? Didn't you find someone to take to dinner tonight? Like, if you're on the East Coast, it's already dinner time. Like, you have no life? Just saying. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay. Clone. Who's a clone? Hey, Wes. Oh, that's an interesting one. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
28.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Do you still support him?
Yes, I do.
Why do you still support Trump?
Because I like how he's deporting illegal immigrants, and I like how he's dismantling the world, trying to paint America LGBTQ.
Why is it that Republicans are so obsessed with another individual's genitalia?
We're not. We just don't like those guys.
But you are.
No, we're not.
You are, because how do you know if someone is a transgendered individual?
No one said it. Well, they're a part of the LGBTQ, but I never said specifically just.
Oh,
trans
so you don't
people. I
like
said
lesbians?
I said the LGBTQ as a whole.
You don't like
Goofy.
lesbians?
I don't like anything that has to do with anything, all that weirdo
Oh.
gender, whatever.
Thanks, Tony. I bet you watch some girl on girl corn on Cornhub, sir. So you don't lie.
When I was younger, I admit, but now that I'm older, I'm
Oh, okay.
that shit.
So you don't like girls?
I do.
You don't like girls?
I like women.
You don't like women?
I like women. What's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. Doesn't sound like you do.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you don't like women with other women?
I have my own women, so I don't. I have my own woman, so I don't have to.
Oh,
Watch that
I
shit
hope
anymore.
she finds a beautiful woman, because I guarantee that she's gonna find someone way more attractive than you.
You don't know what I look like.
I don't, but women are typically
And I
more
know you're not
attractive
talking
than
about-
men.
And I know you're not talking about attractive. And I know you're
Oh,
not
yeah?
talking about
Yeah.
attractive. Women are more attractive than men. You're goofy.
I mean, I would almost guarantee I'm better looking than you.
You're not.
Oh,
But I didn't come up
I
here to
doubt
debate
it.
looks. I came up here to talk about Trump. You're
yeah,
just throwing
right.
insults.
The nervous laughter. No, I was personally asking you questions about you having issues with the LGBTQI plus community, which is just weird to start with, right? Like that's just an odd statement
Because
for
get
anyone
over
to
it.
make.
Understand that it goes against people's religions, and that there is nothing you would do about it. You don't believe in God, then get over
Oh,
it.
I don't. That's news to me too, guys.
I
There's
never
always
said you. I'm saying you
it
in
goes
general.
against religion. So, are you Christian? Is that what your damage is?
I'm Muslim.
Oh, okay. Well, and you have you repented?
Yeah, I repent every day. I pray every day. I get my salat.
Okay.
I get my salat every day.
You know, Space, that's interesting. Why would a religion be against love yet make it natural in animals? That's true.
What are you talking about?
It's okay. You don't need to understand. So, are you only for deporting the illegal immigrants?
And getting rid of the LGBTQ, yeah.
No, I'm asking you about your first point.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Oh, okay. But only for illegals. What about immigrants that have been here and came here through the proper processes and channels?
Yeah, they can stay.
They can stay? It's not what
Yeah.
Donald Trump is doing. He's revoking their status, their legal status.
Every president has done that. Obama, Biden, every president has done that.
Has specifically revoked legal status?
Yeah, every president has
Oh.
wrongfully deported people. Look it up.
I didn't say wrongfully. I was talking about specifically revoking legal status.
Yes.
Oh. Do you have a proof of that?
Yes, I can go get my source right now.
Oh, okay. So you said you're Muslim, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about the consistent Muslim bans that are being placed on our country for other countries to not come in that are Muslim?
Hey, yeah, shit, with that, I mean, they did that
Shit.
shit, you know, it's just life, you know, shit happens. I felt like
So
Trump was the better candidate, so I voted for Trump.
it happened under Trump.
Okay.
Do you not remember this?
I know this. Trump feels like Muslims are a danger because of what happened with what happened in with 9/11.
Oh, okay. So you're a danger, right?
Shit, if that's what you want to think. I voted for Trump because for different reasons.
No, I mean, I'm just being realistic with you. You are Muslim, and you just said Donald Trump thinks that Muslims are a danger to this country. So, ergo, Donald Trump thinks you are a danger to this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If he thinks I'm a danger to this country, go fuck him. But I still voted for him because I thought he was the better candidate.
I'm sure you didn't.
He's not coming. He's not coming after us Muslims like he's coming after the LGBTQ or illegal immigrants. So I'm good.
Oh, okay.
And plus, I was born here anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I was born here anyways, he says. Like, that's gonna stop. You do realize that he's talking about denaturalizing people and taking away birthright citizenship, which would negate anyone being like, I was born here, so it doesn't matter.
I don't have anyone in my family who are illegal immigrants, so I'm fine.
Yeah, but I bet they immigrated here.
You said what?
I bet they immigrated here.
No, they didn't. Well, probably fucking centuries ago. What the fuck?
Oh, you don't know anything about your own history?
I'm black.
Oh.
Y'all, your people slaved us, baby.
I enslaved you?
I said your people, stupid.
What? Who's my people?
Them white people.
I'm not from this country, sir. Not originally. Like, not my family. I didn't come here during
So
the
get
time
out
of
of my
enslavement.
country then. You illegal
I didn't.
alien.
My family didn't come here during the time of enslavement. I'm not illegal. I was born here too, but the difference is I go back generations.
Fuck faggots, fuck trannies. I'm gonna rape your fucking mom, bitch. You dumb bitch.
God damn, that's a crash out. Thank you, Johnny, for giving away 3 subs. I appreciate you. Why do people just crash out, like, instantly and not even be a serious person? Well, Jocular, I'm sorry I didn't get to ask this question. But hey. Yeah, he did, like... that was funny, Emmy. I should have, you know what? I should have called on that one. I should have pointed that out. Like, so you don't think women are attractive, you think men are more attractive? Got it. Like, I was very clear, like, I'm sorry. Like, women are more attractive than men.
Was very clear, like, I'm sorry. Like, women are
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thank you, Johnny. Hello.
Thanks for
Okay. Thank you, Johnny, for the sub, the gifted sub again. And guys, we need 2 more subs to complete this sub wave. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I just like supporting Trump because he doesn't like faggots.
Get a life, man. Oh, you hung up on your own. That works for me. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, hello.
Hi, how old are you? Every time, Tony.
I'm sorry, what?
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
And why do you, why?
Cough. I'm a little sick right now.
Oh, okay. And do you still support Trump?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm kind of curious why you don't.
Okay, well, let's start with addressing why primarily you support Trump, because that's the whole prompt here, right?
Okay. So, I support Trump because he is not explicitly against religion.
Okay.
I would say the left are.
Guys, if you're in the Discord, that's definitely a bingo button. Or a dob, whatever it's called. Okay, so, like, what then specifically has the left done that could possibly be enacted in order to show that they are against... Oh, I didn't even hang up on you. Oh, and for the last caller that called in and used a slur, sir, try not calling in from your work number, because now I know where you work. And I have you on recording saying stupid stuff. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Sure am.
How old are you?
27?
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay. Well, I do appreciate you. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Y'all freaking weird. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
35?
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I absolutely did.
Do you still support him?
I sure do.
All right. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Well, do I talk to you or do I talk to the girl that's running the podcast?
Sir, that's me.
Okay, what is it on a delay?
It is. Because it's
Oh, okay.
better for my stream and like my computer, so my processing.
I was just wondering, why are you so hardcore like left wing? I don't get it.
I'm not a leftist, sir.
But you sound like an extreme Democrat. Are you not?
No, I'm not a Democrat.
Independent?
I'm a non-affiliated voter.
But you sound like you just hate all Republicans, just in general.
I don't.
You don't.
No.
You come off like you definitely just don't like Republicans at all. Like, I see the way you talk to people, and
Just
it's kind of like you try
just
to.
the silly people that call in here and aren't able to uphold an intelligent conversation. Because I get a lot of people that say really dumb stuff. Hey, thank you, Bree, for renewing your sub. And so those are the people that I speak on their level. Like, most of them are the ones that just crash out on me and start going for ad homs. So I'm going to give them the exact same energy that they give me. I think that's fair.
So can I just ask? So I'm understanding then.
No, I
if
would
you're
really
not
like you
affiliated
to
with the party,
answer.
did you not vote?
No, I voted.
Oh, you did. So were you more supportive of Biden?
I would really like for you to answer the question of the prompt, because this
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Why do you support Trump?
Because he basically supports all of the conservative values that I support. Like, I'm anti-transgender. I'm anti a lot of the stuff that Democrats support. I don't like explicit books being read to children. I'm not about having men and women's sports. I think that's like disgusting. Like, they should have transgender people and make their own sports league. If you want to be transgender, fine. Like, I'm one of those people where live and let live. I don't like it. I don't support it, but I'm also not like rude. If I see someone that's transgender, I just keep my opinions in my mouth shut. I'm not on the attack. But what I see in today's world now, it's like, if you're not supportive, or if you don't go out of your way to contipulate or whatever to their beliefs or their values, then I'm the bad person. And we live in a different world now. I'm in my mid-50s. So the way I grew up, the world's just changed so dramatically. And especially just over like the last 10 years, it's almost like the transgender thing, the homosexual thing, it's literally shoved down your throat. And if you don't accept it or support it, then you're the bigot, you're the male with extreme masculinity, and you're the hater and everything else. And I just don't believe in that. So that's the reason why I support Trump. And I'm sorry, I don't believe.
Pause, buddy. You did a lot of talking there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and address your first point, because that was not very accepting sounding of you in any point of what you just said. And
I didn't even swear, so I'm sorry. What did I say that was wrong?
I said that was not very accepting sounding of you. So you said that you don't hate people. So that means
No, not at all.
you would then have to accept them. Like you said, they can be whatever they want. And then you just went on an absolute tirade in order to be like, meh, people bad. Da, da, da. Thank you, Johnny, again for sending out a gifted sub. So I just want to, like, I'm curious about something here.
Okay.
Can you said you're religious?
No, not at all. I mean, I was raised more in a Catholic household, but I mean, I wasn't even ever baptized, so I can't. Because of that, I'm really not any religion. But I mean, if I was going to pick one, it would be either Catholic or Christian values. But I'm not a churchgoer. I don't go to church. I think people that do are awesome. I have no problem with it. I mean, I don't have a problem with religion at all. I don't go to church every Sunday, you know, but I'm not anti-religion or anything like that. I believe that everyone should be able to, you know, believe in whatever they believe in. That's basically, I think that's pretty neutral. So.
Sure. Okay. I just, like, you see, guys, like, I want to point something out real quick. We're just over 20 minutes into the stream, and we already have not one, but two guests that are talking about someone else's genitalia and what they have in their pants. And I think that's still just an odd way to start the show every single time when someone calls in, and then that's their main point, right? So when you're immediately, I'm going to help you out with something. If you immediately go into attacks of a demographic of individuals, and you go like, it's being shoved down our throats, we don't want this, I don't agree with these books, and blah, 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 you're not accepting of these individuals. You're in fact degrading to them. No,
I am actually accepting.
Sir,
I am accepting.
Sir, you spoke a lot. Okay, it's already 6 minutes on the phone. First minute of you asking me questions, I've maybe spoken after that first minute for, I don't know, 45
okay, go ahead.
seconds.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So can you let's try this. Name me 3 WNBA players.
Oh, that's easy. Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, and Caitlin Clark, and I can go on. It's funny you bring that up because I'm very, very in tune with sports, even the WNBA. So I'm even a supporter of the WA. Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually surprising because the majority of people that bring up this topic don't give a shit about WNBA. So
no, I'm one of those that do.
Okay. So let's try this. If there's an individual who was assigned male at birth, and later on in life they've gone through HRT, whatever it was, and it's someone that was assigned male at birth, and they're in sports now, but they're playing on the women's side, and they've been on HRT for, I don't know, let's just say 5 years.
Okay, I'm trying to follow what you're saying because just to let you know, I'm kind of hearing our backstory in my ear. It's like really loud, so I'm trying to concentrate on what you're saying.
You should turn off the stream then in the background.
Oh, okay, I could do that.
Yeah, that would be the best bet.
Well, will I still see if I hit the X button on the stream? Will I still stay connected to you?
Yes, and that's why that's why the call-in number is separate.
Okay, so go ahead. I kind of didn't hear what you were saying. Something about if a male or female is born, I think is what you were saying. Born male or female or something.
Assigned male at birth.
And then right. Okay.
Okay. So if we have an individual who's been on HRT and was assigned male at birth, right, and now they are playing sports, why is it that you are against someone playing sports that was assigned male at birth and is now identifies themselves as a woman, which they're not the same thing, by the way? Why are you specifically against them playing sports? Like, what's the main reason?
No. See, that's where maybe you misunderstood.
Participating in women's sports. We'll narrow this down. Okay, so why are you against someone that was assigned male at birth, identifies as transgender, They're a trans woman. They've been taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy, right? Treatment.
Right.
So why are you against trans women playing in women's sports? We'll use
Well,
basketball as an example.
No, that's fine. That's a fair question. It's kind of simple to me.
Simple. Okay.
Depending on the sport. Put it this way. All right, let me give you an example. If they were playing pool, like shooting pool with the balls, with the 2 ball, the 8 ball. If they're playing pool, fine. If they're playing even badminton, fine. Bowling, fine. There's a lot of sports that I feel that really wouldn't make up that difference, right? But when we're talking about wrestling, swimming,
Okay.
something that those are the things where it's atomically it's not fair. Because
Okay. So it's about a disadvantage, right? So I'm guessing like
yeah, that's all. That's it. It's not that I think
atomically a
that
biological disadvantage.
with a lot of sports, yes, but like I said, I
Okay.
just named a few.
So basically,
Yeah,
like
that's
the ones where they're like running around each other, like basketball,
here's the main one.
football,
How about
wrestling,
boxing?
Are you going to bring
Oh,
up
yeah,
Amani
absolutely.
Khalif? Are you going to bring up Amani Khalif, who is actually
No,
a
I
woman
honestly-
and gave
No,
birth
I
to a
don't, honestly,
child?
I don't even know who that is.
Then why would
so
you bring
I
up
promise.
Why would you bring up boxing?
Well, because I've known and I've heard of stories of.
None of those are true.
What do you mean? Oh, so are you saying that they don't have? I'm just trying to clarify. Are you saying that there's no born male people in the world that are now transgender that now identify as a woman that are trying to box with females?
So again, like these are two different things. Gender is not the same as sex. So let's start there. So if you're gonna say
Okay.
woman, keep saying woman, or just say men. Like female and male are synonymous, right? Like in the way that they're like got the same kind of definitions, basically. Just one assigns to the opposite gender, but gender is not the same as sex. Okay, so I just want to be clear. So I don't honestly know if they're like at their low levels, if there's any trans women boxers in the sport. I don't know that one. I do know that on the international stage, there was no trans women boxers at the Olympics. That's usually where
Okay,
people
fair
go.
enough.
So that's
Well, how do
why I
you
brought
feel-
up
what about-
Amani Khalif. So if
Yeah,
we're
okay, I
talking
don't
about
know.
these sports, right?
Right.
So here's my theory. We'll just go with basketball, okay? Since you're saying it's a significant biological disadvantage, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. So looking at basketball, let's look at the NBA, for example. I think
Right.
biological disadvantage, right? Any NBA basketball player that's under 7 feet, like they're at a biological disadvantage. So, and it's very rare for someone to actually be over 7 foot tall. So I personally don't think that any 7 foot basketball player should actually be allowed in the sport. I think they should have their own teams and maybe their own entire sport, and they shouldn't be allowed to play with the rest of the men on the NBA team that are under 7 feet, because it's just a biological disadvantage that I don't think is right for the men of the sports.
So are you just kind of playing like devil's advocate here, like by saying that you don't really believe it, but you're trying to make a comparison based on what I've said? So I think that's kind of like where you're going with that. Am I right?
No, I'm being completely serious. Like, it's very rare for someone to actually be over 7 feet tall, and they're an
Right.
extreme biological advantage over anyone that's under 6 feet tall or like under 7 foot tall, right? So those individuals are actually at an extreme disadvantage compared to their counterparts who are taller, have shorter jumps to make in order to, let's say, just
Well,
make a
that's
dunk, right? So I'm
Right.
going to say it again. I don't think that they should be allowed to play in the NBA if you're over 7 foot tall. I think maybe they should have exactly their own separate sports team and maybe play that. But I don't think they should be allowed in the regular
okay.
NBA to play against everyone that's, let's say, 6'8". And I
Okay.
mean, and maybe we should just start separating out the NBA sport and maybe even the WNBA to where we're looking at height. So maybe we should just have a sports team
But
or
it's-
like
okay.
teams playing other 6 foot tall individuals, 7 foot tall individuals, and then of course let's not leave out anyone that's under 6 foot tall, right? Because we do know that the
Right.
average height for a man is 5'9", right? So we got to make sure we focus on them as well. So let's
Mm-hmm.
look at that, and I think anyone under 6 foot tall should play in their own sports. 6 foot
Right,
to
but it
7
wouldn't
has their
work.
own, and
Basketball
7 up.
wouldn't work because there's
Oh.
different. The reason why that wouldn't work.
I also think that
and
Michael Phelps needs to give back all of his medals and trophies because he had a biological advantage with having webbed toes, which made him actually swim faster. So, and of course, anyone that
Well,
has
I
a
mean,
higher metabolism also shouldn't be allowed in certain sports because, again, they have a biological advantage to stuff like that.
Well, but forget about the webbed toes. I agree the fact that he should give back his gold medals, but it ain't because of his webbed toes.
I
It's
mean,
because
that's
he
a
was doing
biological
steroids.
advantage.
But he was doing steroids. That's something that would be more
Thank you, Tony.
a reasonable, justifiable reason for him to give back his gold medals. But back to
But
the
not
NBA thing,
the. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, wait, hold on. So, not an actual biological advantage means should they
I don't
be
think webbed
required
toes
to?
I don't
It
think
is. It
webbed
actually
toes
made him
is-
swim faster, and he also had something else going on, like with his digestive system that also assisted him in swimming faster. So he had multiple biological advantages over the other swimmers, and that's why. So I think that if we're going to say trans women have a biological advantage over the other women playing in their sport, even though we know from scientifically speaking, again, I started off with
This
saying
call
that someone
is being recorded.
yeah, dude, you're not recording
This
this.
call is no longer being
Okay.
recorded.
You just hit the wrong button. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, you're good.
So, like,
So I actually hit the speakerphone. So
Gotcha.
okay, but let me just make one point. Back to the basketball thing. You realize that in basketball there's positions based on height, right? You know this, right? So there's I could tell you. I
they
know a
don't
lot
always
about
play
sports.
on them, though.
No, but listen.
Yeah,
they have
we
a center,
know. Yeah,
then they
I know.
have power
So-
forward.
Uh-huh.
Then they have guards that are
Yeah.
shorter. So if you like, I'm just to your point because I want to go back to you where you were saying, like, basically what you're saying is,
That's what I was saying,
there
Janelle.
should be a
Follow my
league
show.
for every single height that there is. So
Yeah,
like,
why not?
if you have 7-foot people, there should just be 7-foot players playing against 7-foot people. The basketball wouldn't
Yeah,
work
and-
like that.
Oh, it just wouldn't work. Got it. But I'm just saying, like, you're having issues with individuals having a biological advantage, and I'm pointing out to a clear biological advantage. And that's my issue there. And it's, Josh, if you don't understand the argument, not you, caller, if you don't understand the argument and what I was saying, this is unfortunately just a specific to you problem. But
No,
sure.
I understand.
No, it's
the
not you.
argument
It's
you're
not
making.
you. It was thank you for the 279 Canadian, but it wasn't you. It was a chatter. So like,
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay.
but I'm explaining to you, like, again, so we have scientific evidence and data that already proves that if an individual is just on a minimum of 2 years of HRT, especially saying
Right.
someone that was assigned male at birth, right, and then they are now a trans woman, that those biological advantages no longer exist. The only biological advantage that they might have, and again, doesn't apply to everybody because there are short men, there are tall men, there are boxy women, there are tall women, right? So this
Right.
doesn't apply to everybody. But we have scientific data and evidence that proves that when you're on a HRT for at least 2 years, the simplest of biological advantages that men might have over women disappear. They no longer exist. In fact, because it actually decreases their bone density, they have a disadvantage compared to a lot of other individuals, especially when it comes to boxing and things like that, because having a lower bone density increases your risk of bones breaking. So you're going to end up getting injured more likely than not if it was a trans woman going into women boxing. Like, I'm just
Not to
giving you
mention
examples. Like, I
muscle mass.
don't. Right?
What about
Yeah.
muscle mass?
Yes,
Right?
HRT
it's a big
negatively
difference.
affects it. If you are someone that was assigned male at birth and you grew up with testosterone and all of a sudden you are flooding your body with estrogen, like your body is on a shift, right? A very significant shift that it now has to compensate for being overloaded with estrogen because Are you aware that you personally actually have estrogen in your body naturally?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. So every person naturally has both hormones in their body, just usually at lower levels. If depending on what gender you were born in, as long as you weren't born intersex, that's a whole different kind of thing, right? But literally HRT.
Okay, how do you feel about Riley Gaines and the whole thing about I forgot the first name. I'm just blanking on it right now.
The
something
swimmer?
Thomas. Yeah.
Oh,
the
are you talking about?
swimmer
Hold on. Which are you talking about? The supposed volleyball player that got hurt in high school or whatever?
No. That was the one that got
Okay.
nailed in the face by a volleyball.
Yeah,
This
which,
is-
just so
this
you know,
is-
I just want to point you guys out. The reason I thought about her, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was a part of a, like a high school, what's the word for it? Like a sports team? Not a sports team, but like a coalition, basically a sports coalition. And they track what sports you play. And so for her story, like she was playing sports the same month after the supposed injury that happened. She's literally just a paid actor. Like, I just want to point that out. Like, she's a liar.
I was, no.
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to point
no,
out.
I was talking about Leah Thomas was the male, born male, and then transitioned to female just very shortly before then joining the swim team or whatever, and I forgot what state it was, but Riley Gaines was basically had to take second place because they wanted to give it to Leah Thomas based on the fact that I guess they came in like literally as a tie, but rather than acknowledge that it was a tie, they gave the
Wrong.
trophy.
I want to help you out with really quickly. So she actually tied for 5th place. She started her hormone treatment in May of 2019, and she didn't compete
you're right.
until 2022, which means she was actually on, guess what, HRT for more than 2 years.
But still, what about the muscle mass? It still is
They tied for 5th place. All it
Right.
was is they gave, because they only had one medal, they gave it to Leah Thomas. She
Right.
didn't place first. She didn't place
But, right,
second.
yeah, no, you
She
know, you're
didn't
right,
place
but
third. She was on
pushed-
hormone replacement therapy for
But it pushed Riley
over
Gaines
2
to where
years.
then because she went down the ladder.
Nope, there's no proof of that. If that's the
Well,
case,
no,
like there's
She
no
didn't
sir.
get a medal though. She didn't get a medal.
There's
she would have
no
She would have
proof
placed like 5th
of
place or
that.
whatever the last place was, but because of the hierarchy of first, second, third, it pushed Riley Gaines completely off to where she didn't get a medal at all. Or I know it's something similar to one of her friends or one of her other teammates or something. It might not have been her. From what I remember, Riley Gaines was right next to Leah Thomas. So I think Riley Gaines, got the second place medal or something like that.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm talking
sir,
about,
I'm gonna help you out with something. So it's already been proven with her therapist, physical therapy, etc., that she suffered a significant loss of muscle mass because of her hormone replacement therapy. And again, you tried to say she came up and started in 1st place. She did not, or finished in 1st. She placed in 5th place. Leah Thomas is just upset because they tied and they only had one medal. While I don't agree that they should have split it or like that one should have been picked over the other, maybe they could have done a runoff game. I don't know. But again, like she got her medal in the mail later. Riley got her medal in the mail later. They just gave one at the meet. She still got a 5th place medal. She still got her pictures taken and everything else. You're arguing over something that's not a thing. It's already been proven that Leah Thomas suffered a significant decrease in her muscle mass despite actively training while undergoing all of this, right? Like while undergoing HRT.
I mean, just for the argument.
Thank you for the yen, Mikey.
What would be wrong with if you're born male, you're born female. Now you're born male and you want to transition. Now for both sides, why not just make a league that's a transgender league rather than, and what would be wrong with that?
You would
That's
still
not-
have men competing against women. If that's your issue, you would still have men competing against women. Like that was your whole issue, is that men competing against women. It would still be happening. Because I always find it very interesting that throughout all of this, right? And someone else makes a great point. There's also just not enough transgendered individuals that are trying to compete in sports. Do you know how many are transgendered individuals are actually in the NCAA?
Well, it's probably like 3% or something.
It's 12. It's not even 3.
Okay.
It's 12 individuals
It's a
out of
small
all
number.
of those.
It's a small number.
It's an extremely small number, and they're all trying to play different sports. They're not all trying to play the same sport. So you want to make a league just for them, and now what, they all have to play the sports that everyone else wants to play just so that they can make up kind of a team? That doesn't make sense. Like, do you see how you're just like you're just picking on one group of individuals, which again, they make up about 1% of the United States population. Do you know how many individuals that would be? Like 1% of the population.
I just still don't see the fairness in it.
So why aren't you ever
talking?
talking about trans men in men's sports?
What do you mean, a trans men in men's sports?
Why aren't you ever talking about trans men in competing in men's sports?
You mean, are you saying a woman that was born a woman that wants to be a man?
No, again, it's signed
wait.
female at birth.
So I'm just lost. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but what? So you're saying someone that was born female, right, and then is transitioning to men? Why am I not against that?
Why don't you ever talk about it, is what I said.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, I feel the same way about that. It's like, I'm old school. Like my mom says,
doesn't
what's
sound
good
like
for
it.
the goose is good for the gander. So I do believe it's the same way. I don't think that even someone that's born female that wants to become male, right, and being transgender should compete with someone that's male. I mean, honestly, I think they would be at a disadvantage.
But I don't hear you
Because of the-
screaming at it from the rooftops, because if your
Well, I mean,
if your whole inherent
because there's
basis,
not, I guess the only
is
reason
that-
why is because there's not that many examples of that. Like
Patricio
there's a lot
Manuel?
more.
Patricio Manuel, who's actually a transgendered male, trans man.
I don't even know who that is, so I apologize.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know who that is.
Yeah, he's actually a
Yeah,
boxer.
but you're saying exactly like as if I'm like I have some kind of a set way of thinking, and I don't. I'm just saying I don't know who that is. So you're like exactly like as if I'm trying to make like you're trying to make it a point, like trying to put me in a box, trying to like, oh well, that's what you think. I'm right now saying just because we're talking about the other side of it doesn't mean that I'm any more for someone that was born female and then wants to transition into male than them trying to compete in men's sports. I would also say that it's not fair because even them themselves being a born female, then transitioning into male, right, and then trying to participate in male sports, I think they're even at a disadvantage to where it's kind of like you're climbing an uphill battle because, again, you were born female, and despite all of the hormones and all that you're going to put into your body and blockers or whatever it is, I still think then that person is at a disadvantage. So I kind of think in a way they're just kind of setting themselves up to fail, and I say that respectfully, but I don't think that they should do that. Like, so I do think that it's even across the board in the way I'm thinking. I'm just saying there's way more examples of transgender women.
You only knew one.
That I know of. I know of.
You only knew one, and even the other one that you were talking about for boxing's already been disproven in what actually happened.
Well, no, honestly, I didn't know any of boxing. I was just giving an example.
Oh, okay.
Just giving a straight example, not knowing if there was any particular instance or situation where that actually happened. I was just wanting to point out that especially in boxing overall, or here's another one, weightlifting, right? Where that's solely what you're using is the muscle in your body. Boxing, you do use your muscle, but you're also using your legs, but you're not hitting with your legs unless you're like doing UFC. But if we're talking about
I just want to point out to you, there are women that are just in the military that can out bench press men. Their men counterparts. Like,
right.
Sir, there's literally no
it.
like when it comes to weightlifting, yeah, we might be at if you're slim, you might be at a small disadvantage if you weren't actively doing this prior.
Totally get it.
But
I totally get it.
No, sir, you're just see, I find it just very odd where there's individuals such as yourself that are just so obsessed with someone else's
but
genitalia.
I'm not upset. I'm being realistic. Just like I can also be realistic in the sense of saying, like, okay, let me give you an example. UFC fighters, right? I can name a whole crap load of them. Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate, right? I've told this to even my guy friends, and they're like, yeah, dude, me too. If I got into a ring with Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate, I'm just your average 5'11" guy. Yeah, I can fight a little bit, and I've got a little muscle on me and whatever. Those chicks would kick the shit out of me, straight out. And I'd be the first one to admit it. Like, if I saw them on the street, I wouldn't be, like, mouthing off or, like, whatever to them. They'd kick the shit out of me because they're professional fighters. Yes, I might have a little bit more muscle mass behind my arms, but actually, even though I probably don't because I don't train like they do. So actually, they might even have more muscle than me because that's what they do for a living every day. So, like, I'd be the first one to say that in that instance, it almost doesn't matter because they're living, breathing, ultimate fighting, and they're in the weight room and they're in the gym literally like 24 hours a day. It's their life. So if just little old me like mouth off to one of them, I'd get my ass handed to me like on a silver platter, like no holds barred, no questions asked. So that should tell you right there that I am completely neutral and I'm not trying to favor necessarily one side or the other. I just do believe that when it comes to male-born athletes or male-born gender or whatever, that then when they transition to the other gender, that they have a physical advantage. And again, a lot of sports maybe no, but then a lot of sports yes. So it's just like I said, if they're playing billiards, let's be
clear. Like I just want to be clear. So because Mason asked this question specifically about Leah Thomas, asking why did Leah Thomas rank so much worse in men's swimming, and Leah Thomas didn't. She actually was still a very high competitor and very high in competition. She was 65th out of 500 for when she was swimming. So she still was just as good before her transition, before HRT, prior to doing this. And guys, you can find this. You just actually have to use, I don't know, a couple of different search engines and find an answer to this, but there is no significant biological advantage that shows otherwise. Like Jeff also wants to point out to you that the research would show that trans men show no significant disadvantage compared to their non-gender affirmed men. In some studies, a small advantage. So there's actually more studies that show that some trans men, so assigned female at birth, and they are now transgendered men, they actually have more advantages in the sports that they're playing in over their male counterparts, right? Like their cisgendered counterparts. You're crying wolf over something that I guarantee look it up yourself. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I would like to see the data.
I'm sure it is. It's very hard to believe something when you've bought into a $215 million Republican lie, because that's what happened over this past election season. Is that, guess what? Because I guarantee, did you when was the very first time that you heard of Leah Thomas? Be completely honest with me.
Oh, I could tell you honestly, it was right when that topic kicked off. Like, I don't know, it was probably like 3 years ago now, maybe 4. Isn't that about right? When that situation went down, when it was like not live, but like in the moment. So probably about 4 years ago.
I doubt it.
No, that's totally true because, see, not only am I a hardcore MAGA Republican,
Why would you
my only
admit
channel,
that?
my only channel that I watch is Fox News. CNN, NBC, those are all fake news channels. They all support the lie of Democrats
need
and
my
not
mug.
Republicans. That's the truth.
Thank you.
if
Thank you for admitting that all you watch is Fox News, and thank you for proving the point that let's be clear. You bought into a $215 million lie. You want to know how I know? Because that's exactly how much the Republican Party spent on anti-transgender ads the entire 2024. I just
Well, you
want to
didn't
be
see
clear with
many
you.
transgender
No,
ads,
yeah,
though.
you did. Yeah, like that's how much they
No.
spent. Dude, it's not just ads, it's also paying people to speak negatively on their behalf against the transgendered individuals. You still didn't answer me how much 1% of the population would be. I'm going to help you out. It's 3,460,000 individuals. Very simple. It would be still 3 million individuals in this country that you have a personal issue with, which, yeah, it's still 1%, but I like how you go against the smallest demographic of individuals. Like, you don't get it. And if the only thing that you're watching is Fox News, which, by the way, they don't even have a news license, sir. It's Fox Entertainment. They were sued, right? Because they were telling lies. And do you know what they said? Like, they settled out of court. And do you know what they said for why, like, they settled and everything?
No, I have no idea. I don't even know about it.
We are Fox Entertainment. If someone were to believe us, then they're stupid. So Fox News thinks that individuals such as yourself that believe what they report on are dumb. Fox News said that, just so you know. Like, look it up. Go look up what Fox News said about individuals such as yourself that watch them and believe what they say. They think you're stupid. And you know what? I think you kind of are too for believing in a $215 million lie. Jeff also said, effect of gender-affirming hormones on athletic performance in trans women and trans men, implications for sporting organizations and legislators. Timothy Roberts et al. I appreciate that, actually. Thank you. I'm going to keep that. And I'll look it up later. And Darryl said, yo, this is bigotry because he supports one man. I didn't call him a bigot, actually. Never once did I actually call him a bigot. So that's an interesting claim. Yeah, the call lines are about to open back up. So I do appreciate y'all. Oh, and really quickly, actually, hold on, TikTok, I'm gonna mute. Guys, if you're new over here on YouTube, keep chatting in the chat. I do appreciate you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free. It's completely free to subscribe to me. We do have super chats and memberships available, and you do get a little fun stickers if you become a member. Thank you. TikTok, let's go ahead and get this up to 100,000 likes in the next 15, 20 minutes. I appreciate you. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Did you vote for Trump?
I'm actually from South Africa, but hypothetically I would
see you.
vote for
Sorry. I know. I'm only talking to voters and supporters, so thank you. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Oh, that's a good point, Mr. Nefarious, in the comments. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, ma'am. I think he's doing a lot of good for this country.
Okay. Okay. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Personally, finding out that he's been working directly with Epstein, I think that's a really good thing, and it shows just how powerful of a person he is.
I'm not even going to entertain that. Can I get a serious individual? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I am 34 years old.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not.
Okay, well, I do appreciate you, but I am just looking for Trump voters that also still support him.
I
Thank
did,
you.
but
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. How old are you?
40.
Okay. Do you still support him? Did you vote for Trump?
do I?
Sorry. Did you vote for Trump? Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I support him. I don't like what's going on the last 2 weeks. I could talk about everything else.
Okay, no worries. Really quickly, I'm just going to answer this question, and we're not going to stay on this subject, by the way. I'm just answering this chat real quick. Thank you for the 199. Do I support trans athletes in every sport? The simple answer is if they've been on HRT for at least 2 to 3 years at minimum, then yes, they can do whatever the heck they want. Because that's where we see the significant decreases. And their advantages.
Am I on your live right now?
You are. So what's your main reason for supporting Trump?
Is those HRT just like the hormone stuff? Like
I'm not talking about that subject. I literally was just answering the one chat, and then that's it.
That's what I thought you were just saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the last person was just talking about.
Yeah, no, I caught you on the tail end of it.
Yes,
so
sir. You got it.
Kind of got on it from there. Okay. Then what's the topic then?
Why do you still support Trump?
Still support him. Damn it! I wanted to talk about what you guys were talking about.
Nope, I'm not staying on that subject. If there's other streams that I know you can call into if you want to have that conversation.
I have one question. This part, it's just about the mental part. Just one question.
I can't even hear you, but I just want my question answered.
I said, can I? It won't be about like the sports thing. Can I just ask one question about just like the mental part? That's it?
No.
Okay. Let me think real quick then. Okay. So, did you already talk about the border? Did you already talk about the ICE agents and getting rid of the illegals?
What about the border do you want to go through?
It's not necessarily that I want to go through it. You just asked why I support him.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not happy with what's going on right now, but I can tell you like why I voted for him and how he was his first term and how he was doing his up until whatever the hell's going on right now. What about the border that I agree with?
Yeah, actively in his current term.
Actively, that we don't have people flooding over the southern border, essentially, being gotaways or just being let go or just crossing the border in general, flooding here, and whether they're causing murder or doing stuff to people isn't even it as much as them just not infiltrating but flooding our country. I mean, there was millions that came into those 4 years, and there's like nothing healthy about that when they're taking schools and they're living and taking our resources and claiming. I mean, I even heard that some of the foreigners are claiming they're single when they're married just so they can have all of our food stamps and all our government resources and stuff. And not only that, the money that they get doesn't stay here. It goes right back to their country. So like, what exactly are they doing, pouring it back into us and helping us in our country? You know what I mean? Like, and they love their country more than our country. So why are they here if like they hate America and they wave their flags here?
Sir, if I
think America first.
You know what? I think, guys, what I need to do is just buy a flag or two from my own heritage background and put it on the wall behind me so that somebody can be mad at me for not having an American flag behind me.
No, I'm not mad. It's just if you hate America, that's all. Like if you did, like actively.
Sir, waving a flag, waving a flag, regardless of like where it's from, shouldn't matter. Like that's somebody's choice.
Why is burning an American flag not a hate crime, but burning an LGBTQ flag is a hate crime?
So burning an American flag is considered a form of freedom of expression, so which falls under freedom of speech, per a SCOTUS ruling.
Okay, let's go back to the border. I told you like why I like that, that it's safe and that people aren't coming over here by the thousands every day, and we actually have it under control.
We're trying to put our American citizens first.
Yeah, and also just really
do you
quickly, it's
disagree?
only about the American flag question. It's only for an individual that burns their own American flag, and if you are someone that burns, let's say the rainbow flag specifically that people are upset about, or the transgender flag, any one of those variations, it's only if they burn someone else's flag. Same thing, like if you burned an American flag that was owned by somebody else, you could still go to prison for that. So
Or get a hate crime for it.
it wouldn't be a hate crime, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do
just
you
saying
agree
that
with
would
the
be that
border
way.
being safe and not having them flood through like unvetted and not knowing who they are or where they came from or what their background is?
I would agree with you that encounters are down at the border, but that doesn't mean that people aren't still coming across the border. Just the same as, like, we had a high number of encounters at the southern border, which just also means that Border Patrol was doing their job during the prior administration, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with Border Patrol actually just doing their job. So, like, I
Wait.
mean, you said a bunch of different things. It's just
Actually doing their job?
Yes,
the,
sir.
The previous administration?
Yes,
How do
sir.
you call millions coming through
They
without
didn't come
having
through.
any kind of...
They were all vetted. Sir.
They were all vetted?
Yeah,
All the
anybody that
floods of
was
people that came through?
encountered, in
Okay, well, let's
fact,
talk about
was
the ones
better.
that weren't encountered.
We don't know how many that is. It's an unquantifiable number. No,
Millions. That's the problem.
it's an unquantifiable number, regardless of
Yeah, because he didn't give
who,
a shit because they
regardless
want
of
people to come over the
who
border.
is president, sir. It's an quantifiable number, no matter who is
Okay, then
president.
how come Trump has it under control and Biden didn't have it under
We
control?
have
How
no
do you
proof
answer
of that.
then?
Again, you're
Well, you have
talking
no
about
proof of it except for the crossings are completely down.
what does CBP count on their website, sir?
What's CBP, ma'am?
You don't know what CBP is.
I don't need to know CBP to know that Biden let billions of people over the border.
You're not intelligent enough for this conversation. Okay, let's be clear. Really quickly.
I'm going to argue about immigration and the border and the crossings and all this other stuff,
But I don't know what Customs and Border Protection is. The actual people that are doing their job at the southern border and controlling the problem. You don't even know what that is. But you're going to scream at me about the crossings, which, just so everybody knows, Customs and Border Patrol doesn't count crossings. They count encounters and apprehensions and deportations. But they do not count crossings. I know, not saying. I know. Like, that's my... Ugh. Calypso says, it's disturbing to see how sexist the comments are in this live. It's also super racist in Jovan Bradley's, yep, and Polypolitics, yep. But not so hateful in Unapologetics lives. How odd. Coincidence? I think not. Unapologetic. I don't know that person. Again, so Heretic, I made this very clear. Amani Khalif, we know she was born a woman, still is a woman, is not transgender. She gave, hey, Heretic, Amani Khalif gave birth to a daughter, sir. It's also illegal to be trans in her country. So, no. You can burn a USA flag, but not an LGBT flag. It could cost you 15 years in prison, like Adolfo Martinez. Okay. Again, so if you steal another individual's flag and then you burn it, right, with the LGBTQI plus flag, the reason why that's considered a hate crime is because you're going after a marginalized group of individuals. You're targeting a marginalized group of individuals. The USA flag is literally the majority in this country. If you steal someone else's flag to burn it, then yes, you should go to prison for that because that's stolen property and then destruction of someone else's property. But when you're going after a group that is a marginalized group, such as the transgender community, then yes, it's a fucking hate crime. I don't understand where your lack of comprehension is. Oh, thanks, Jen. We'll open these phone lines back up. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that follow button over here on TikTok, and then do the other thing on the other side. Subscribe. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, yes, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I am 43.
All right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's
awesome.
Pretty hot where I am, but
yeah, I agree.
Getting better.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Do you still support him?
Wavering, but still support.
Okay. What is your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Wealth.
Hello?
Are you there?
I am.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Wealth and wealth retention.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. It sounded like you didn't answer at all. So that's when I asked, hello, are you there? That's why.
No, it's okay. My phone connection is spotty in this.
Oh, so just like your own personal wealth, or?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My personal and familial. Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay.
So, I guess the question that I have is, it's not about, I don't buy into any of the border crap, I don't buy into any of the trans crap, I don't buy into any of that. I guess the question that I have is, for people who make good money, what is your perspective on kind of voting against, our own interests in, higher taxes, higher inheritance tax, and just in general making it harder to maintain personal and generational wealth?
Dude, no one is voting for higher taxes. The only people that they're voting for higher taxes are the people that already have money. So, like, me personally, I don't think that anybody that makes over $500,000 deserves as much of a tax break as those that in the lower to middle class, right? So, for example, in the One Big Beautiful Bill, the lower middle class only got an additional 2% tax break for just the next 2 years, and then it goes back to the original terms of the TCJA, and that's it. But everyone else, they get to keep their tax break, and I don't agree with that.
I definitely don't agree with it for people who are making billions, right?
Yeah.
Not for billionaires.
Okay.
But, so I'm at, I'd rather not say, but I'm definitely above 500, for example, a year. The amount of money that I'm making doesn't feel like unlimited, incredible amounts of money that I couldn't go bankrupt, right? I feel a lot closer to, say, someone who is unfortunately homeless than, say, a billionaire. And I think what makes it difficult for me personally to want to vote for a more liberal candidate is that I worry about decreased access to money, increased taxes on, say, my equity or stocks that I hold in companies. And I accept that is an incredibly selfish perspective. Mm-hmm. No argument there. But it's hard to want to vote against that interest, I guess.
It's not, in my opinion. It's not hard at all to vote for the interests of everyone and not just a singular individual. And really quickly, thank you, Kimber, for the 10. And yes, I can't say the words on stream because TikTok is sensitive. But yes, that way is the best way to support me. And thank you for saying that you love my show. Thank you.
By the way, I like your show quite a bit too. You make incredibly great arguments, and I love watching you. I thought I'd give you a different angle than the typical anti-trans, LOL, border control. bullshit.
I mean, I don't get that I don't get that first topic a lot. That's one kind of a one-off. It's like once a week at least, but the immigration one comes up in almost every single stream. As far as wealth, the thing with that one is there's really no talking. There's no, like, if somebody votes specifically for themselves and for their family in this way, specifically when it comes to money in their pocket, there's not really any arguing that. My argument here is when you say you can't really set it aside, is that you absolutely can. And here's how we know that you absolutely can, is because this is one of the main arguments that we saw from the right during the last election season, is that more billionaires endorsed Harris than endorsed Trump, even though we saw a significant disparity in how much they actually donated, right? And so if those billionaires are able to say, hey, I'm okay with higher taxes because Kamala's tax plan was out since September, right? I'm okay with higher taxes as long as it helps the general public and the American people. So, like, that's my biggest things. Like, people are able to put it to the side and say that it's okay, I'm going to support the people that need it more. I already have this wealth. I don't need to continue to bring it down. And the other thing that we also see with individuals that have a lot of wealth is they don't really share it. It stays within the family. We also see that they typically buy less. So they're also putting less out into the economy.
Oh, absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Yep.
Agreed on that point. Absolutely agreed. I think, so I'm first generational. Well, I came from a very, very, very poor family. And, you know, my goal has been to, you know, set up my children so they didn't ever have to,
which is
live
phenomenal.
the kind of poverty that I had to live. And I guess what tilted me personally, and if this isn't the kind of conversation you're looking to have, feel free to say, hey, not the conversation I'm looking to have. I'm chill with that.
No, you're good. I'm just being honest. Like, there's not.
No.
If that's why somebody
exactly.
voted, I mean, there's not really arguing that one. You voted for your own pocket, and that's cool. I don't personally agree with it. Like, I'm just fine. I've always been just fine. And I still vote for the general public and not just myself.
Yeah, I think if we were to talk about, I guess the notion is when you look at someone who's making $1 million a year or something, you think that, I think the general perception is that they're worry-free. I think we need to talk more about the billionaire class and how do we eliminate that disparity. And I don't think increasing taxes on a few $1 million worth of estate is going to make that big of a difference against, say, like the Gates Foundation hiding tens of millions of dollars behind charities, for example. And the Buffetts doing the same.
For sending a gifted membership. Not you, son.
No, it's okay. I just think the bigger impact would be against that billionaire class than kind of a small fry little millionaire class. I mean, we still have no power compared to them. And I think if we could bring them more in line and remove that disparity so we could have more people making and bringing in good incomes and freeing up the money that they're hoarding, I think that makes the bigger impact than necessarily trying to tax people above, say, 500,000. I think it's the people above $5 million, $10 million a year, unless my perspective has become completely skewed at this point. And I accept that maybe it has. But it sure doesn't feel that way. You know, I still have to budget. I can't go back out and buy a Ferrari if I wanted to. That's going to have a huge impact on at least my day-to-day life. And I don't know what a 5% tax bump is going to do against, say, me, but against someone who is making $200 million a year, that brings a huge boost to social programs. So I think the conversation
It
just needs
actually-
to shift.
So it wouldn't have a boost to Social Security because Social Security income tax is capped. I think like the easiest way to fix
I just
that
meant-
would be to eliminate the cap on Social Security tax. Social Security would be funded for freaking ever.
I meant social programs like SNAP and food stamps. I'm sorry, I didn't mean Social Security.
It's also a social program, but
Yeah, agreed. I just meant the broader social program, not just Social Security.
really, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so here's my thing, and like I agree with you to a point. Okay, and I guess this is where it doesn't make sense to me why you voted for Trump when if you would be okay with increasing taxes on those that make over 500,000, or even if we just look at those that are in the top, let's say over $1 million annually, right?
Yep.
It doesn't make sense that you would vote for Trump if you're okay taxing them, because he will never be for taxing them. Like, he threw it out there just as like a joke at one point, and then he got ripped apart on X by his billionaire buddies and took it back immediately, right? And so if you're okay with increasing those, and we know that would put more money into social programs that would help the most disenfranchised in our country, to me the conclusion just doesn't make sense for why you would have voted in the candidate that always talked about lowering the taxes for.
So when I look at what was being proposed by Biden, the tax plan certainly would have affected myself and my family, and so it was genuinely one of selfishness, and that is, I do not contend that point whatsoever. I think what would change the mind of someone like me is that what would be the impacts of increasing the tax and the ability for us to carry generational wealth on what feels like a very low bar. Because if you're at say 500,000, again, you're really not sure you're a top 1% earner, but you are still much closer to a homeless person than you are a billionaire. And I think what I would be looking for if I was to vote left, and I used to vote left up until very recently.
You voted for Obama?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Yes, ma'am, I did. A little warmongery for my taste, but felt better than the alternative. I think I would just look for a liberal candidate who is really wanting to go after that top 1% of the 1%. And the top 1% earners are not the ones that I think are driving insane disparity between what used to be the middle class and now the upper echelon.
No, I mean, so we saw like under guys. Okay, sorry, really quickly. TikTok, we're gonna go on sub only chat until the likes get up to. We're gonna do 100 and we'll do 135. Because y'all just stop tapping.
Congratulations on your channel growth, by the way. Excited to see you growing.
Oh, thanks.
So that other guy pissed me off, by the way.
So
Sorry.
I actually, really quickly, because somebody actually did send a 5 in order to ask you a specific question. Let me scroll to it. So Liz was asking, so what happens when somebody in your family is LGBTQ? How do you reconcile that choice to vote for your wealth instead of ethics?
That's an interesting one. My oldest is trans. That has been a hard choice. Is it okay if I talk about it? I'd love to go into it. I support my oldest to no one. There is no part of me that doesn't. What I worry about is when I look at home prices, when I look at income growth, when I look at the job opportunities that their generation is going to have. Sorry, I'd rather not say the gender, just rather keep it anonymity. When I look at their future, I want to make sure that I can leave something to them that shields them from homelessness, from worrying about health care, from having to worry about what happens to Social Security. So I want my oldest to feel comfortable in their body. I want them to be happy. I want them to be whoever they are. But I think I worry more about their long-term security as well. And I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if that's not a great answer. But that's my perspective on it, because being able to support their transition from my perspective is just a fiscal one. But the next 50 years of their life, how do I know that they're going to be fed, housed, and safe? Unless I can have some kind of personal security that their future is taken care of. And I think that's my answer.
So we're not going to stay on this. I'm sure they appreciate, I'm sure Liz appreciates your answer. I will say that those that fall under the LGBTQI plus community are more likely to suffer an attack from other individuals than anyone that is cisgendered, such as yourself or myself, right? Like,
agreed.
So
agreed.
You mentioned safety, so I wanted to point that out to you, sir. And I think that acknowledging, I can never consider that money is more important than the safety aspects of like my child, and that's just me personally. I wouldn't have changed my vote for that. So that I'm not going to harp on you because you've kept this civil, so I don't want to. Obviously, my internal thoughts are raging. Like, I'll be honest, because to me,
I'm sorry.
No,
and I apologize for that.
My internal thoughts are screeching, but you've been civil. I'm not going to go into that. And I think. Go ahead.
I think that's what I'm looking for, though. That's where I do feel conflicted. Is looking at my daughter and worrying about what is going to happen to her if someone finds out and they happen to be this anger-ridden bigot. And in many ways, I've fed into that system. And I think that's where I personally start to waver. And I guess I'm just looking, I don't know, after listening to you, I guess I've been looking to be teetered back, if that makes any sense.
I would just say it as simply as that Donald Trump didn't hide what his opinions were of the transgender community, which again, they make up 1% of the population, which is still 3 million individuals in this country. If someone in my family specifically did identify as trans, I could never vote for somebody that spoke so heavily against their community, because we see their rights being rolled back in other countries that are considered progressive, right? We see it happening now here. And if we want to make this comment that America, the United States of America, is supposed to be the greatest country in the world, then why aren't we also the most accepting country in the world, especially of people with different ideologies that aren't going to negatively impact the way that the country runs? And I guess that's just my opinion, and that's why I say, like, I don't don't consider money, like, yeah, money's useful. Unfortunately, it's not just useful, it's absolutely necessary. But I would never consider money or leaving around generational wealth to be the end all be all, because in order to just grow generational wealth, you can do something as simple as, thank you, Ron, for the very first gift on TikTok. You can consider growing generational wealth just putting in enough money into a CD, a high interest yield CD. I would avoid stocks, guys, with my personal opinion. A high interest yield CD and let it sit there and grow, or put it into a trust fund so it can accumulate interest, and everything like that. I don't think that is enough to sway my vote, just to make sure that I've got it going on for my month to month, my weekly or bi-weekly or monthly check.
I think that makes sense. I think my answer to Liz was more about at the time, and not how I would vote today. To be very clear, that would not be the rationale that would drive me today.
Okay.
I had originally thought, when I was listening to this blithering, that's what it was blithering. And I don't think I really realized just how real that would become. And I accept that was foolhardy and ignorance on my part. But yeah, I was just really answering what Liz's question was at the time.
Yeah, no, I get it. That does make sense. So basically, Liz, if you're still here, hopefully you are, he's saying that he would not make the same choice knowing what the outcome actually was, which I can support. So what I would say moving forward is there's actually a website. Let me see if I can't find it real quick because I don't want to quote it wrong. So there's a website, it's translegislation.com, where you can actually track and see like what anti-transgender bills are being introduced around the country and see where they're at.
Transgender legislation or just trans legislation?
Translegislation.com.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. And then I would say, like, get involved with peaceful protesting. Guys, I never endorse or support political violence in any way, so we'll keep it this way. Peaceful protesting, and, like, speaking out, calling representatives, whatever you can do in your local community to make sure that certain things don't pass and are going to affect your child, right?
Yes, ma'am. And thank you very much for having me on the show. I love listening to you, and I hope you continue to grow.
All right, thank you so much.
You have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There's my mouse. Guys, I can't be mean to someone that is also polite the entire time. You know, he was. And Jocular, I was going to read that to him, so he'll probably still be listening in on the stream or come back to it. When we discuss individual income, I think it is critical to address pass-through entities. Yes, that's also very true. Thank you for the 5. And Lisa said, I would stop supporting Trump, you temporarily. I don't know what airily is, so let me see what that is. I honestly don't know what that means. If that's not a typo. Oh, okay. In a light, casual, carefree manner. That makes sense, Lisa. I agree. I didn't know a word. Thank you. Today I learned a new word. Thank you. I like learning new words. Christian also says, I love Ari's live streams. It's hard to find someone with some political knowledge in this country, even though I don't agree with many things. And that's totally fair. Also, Ada, thank you for subscribing. I did see that. I saw your message was retracted, but thank you. Heretic, that's a bit of a longer conversation. Thoughts on big government, more power to small government. I think some things should belong to the state, but I think more things should belong to the Fed, if I'm going to be honest to you. More things should belong to the Fed. And thank you, Texas, for the $9.99. Let's go ahead and open the phone lines back up. TikTokers, if we can go ahead and get up to the 150,000 likes. Thank you guys for all the gifts and everything that's come through. And we still just have a small live goal going on, but we've got plenty of time on that. So we've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more callers, depending on how long each one takes. Thank you. So phone lines are back open. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Just doing my thing, man. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did vote for Trump, and I have a lot of reasons as to why, but I'm curious. I saw your prompt. It just said, I don't support Trump. Why do you? So I'm curious as to why, if you want to give maybe 1 or 2 big points as to why you don't support Trump. Whether that be, his aggressive approach on illegal immigration, deportation. I know that's a popular one. But yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Just to make sure you still support Trump.
Yeah, I do support Trump.
You got me for a minute, twatness. We're good. Also, hi to my friend Hector that's sitting in and listening. I saw you, buddy. Okay. So my main reason is I don't support a president that actively goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution.
Okay, and can you give me an example?
Give you an example. Okay. So specifically, sorry, I have to reopen up my my chat. It crashed for some reason. Okay.
Good.
Specifically, let's talk about I know, Hector, that's why I said you've been here for a minute, and I'm just now addressing you, because I've been talking the whole time. Let's start with 5th and 14th Amendments, right to due process, birthright citizenship.
Okay. And so I assume you're talking about where Trump has deported someone without due process. Is there like an example that you want to point to?
Yeah, accusing all of the individuals that were sent to CCOT to be a part of a gang member. Just accusations, not actually finding them to be part of a gang or having actually committed a crime and being deported to what can be considered a concentration camp without the right to due process.
Okay. Do you know how many illegal immigrants entered America under Joe Biden?
No, nobody knows the number of illegal immigrants, sir. The only thing that we can keep... No, it's not, sir. Again, so I keep having this conversation with people. Where are you getting that number? I'm just curious.
You want me to pull up my source right now?
Yeah, let me guess. Congress. Yeah, what? Let me guess. The House committee, right? Where they're misquoting a DHS report that was published in April of 2024, where it says that they were estimating over the last 40 years, up to January of 2022, that there was 11 unauthorized or illegal or undocumented immigrants living in this country over the past 40 years, 80% of which came in before 2010.
No, so we could point towards the CBP, the Customs and Border Protection.
Oh, are you talking about encounters?
No, I'm talking about encounters, apprehensions, and
yeah,
that were released under Joe Biden because they weren't deported. They
no, apprehensions are the ones that are sent out of the country, sir. Apprehensions are sent out at the border, and they're included in deportation numbers.
This is why you can't talk about these numbers without...
Oh, this is why I can't take it? No, sir, no. Again, apprehensions, let's be clear. If someone is encountered at the border, that means that they were stopped and CBP, Customs and Border Protection, was doing their job. If someone was then, after being stopped at the border, allowed to enter into the country, that means that they were fully vetted and that they were here with legal status and they are a known immigrant at that point if they were encountered and allowed into the country. Does not mean that they are illegal in any way, shape, or form. The reason why I say that illegal is an unquantifiable number is because that we have no way to actually track individuals that cross through a non-port of entry and were not encountered. We have assumptions that we can make for the gotaways, as they would be called, but we have no physical proof or evidence that says that this specific number of individuals actually came into the country. So when you're referring to encounters,
the House Judiciary Committee just pulls those from thin air. So September 2023, 6 million border encounters, 3.1 million illegal aliens had no confirmed departure, 3.3 million had been released into the U.S. interior with no removals. That's 99.7%.
Still wrong, sir. So if you actually look at their sources, they're quoting far right sources, right? The ones that are anti-immigration. In fact, one of them, I can't remember the name of the group, is ran by a white man who also specifically says that he only supports immigration from Europe. So you're literally quoting sources. You're literally quoting sources that are xenophobic.
So because he's a white man and supports
immigration he only specifically supports immigration coming into to the United States from Europe, which is predominantly white. Oh, Dasha, did I hurt your little feelings? Let's see. Oh, your invites are off. Why are you a private account on a public application? Oh, Dasha, this is me. Sorry. Nope. This is me. You added my backup account. Which, by the way, guys, if you're not following my backup, follow it. That's why I was confused. I thought you were talking to me. Subaru. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How old are you?
43.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Absolutely.
What's your main reason why?
I just support a lot of things that he's doing with just bringing common sense back to America. A lot of people have missed the point here with common sense going.
Okay. I'm going to read this chat really quickly. Jocular said, "This is why I like listening to you, Ari. I love hearing your perspective on government because he's a federalist when it comes to law and order, but he's anti-federalist when it comes to spirit and suspicion." I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. Thank you, Jocular. What common sense is being brought back to America?
So the basic question at hand that people can't answer anymore is the fact that what is a woman? What's the difference between a man?
Is that the only thing
and
you
a
got?
woman?
Because I'm not having this conversation with somebody else
No,
again.
it's not the only thing I got.
Okay. Sure it was. Let's try another guess that's not going to go down the phobic lane. I'm just not dealing with that conversation again. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
34.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
And you still support him?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
My main reason for still supporting Trump is, in fact, I'm going to change it up and state that it was the institution and usage of Doge, specifically against USAID.
Why are you against USAID?
I'm against USAID being caught funneling several $1 million through certain projects and programs that they were claiming were for, such as I believe one was sexual educations in some Middle Eastern area for a while, which made no sense at all because most of those areas don't really need such a program.
And who was, how many people have been indicted on fraud?
How many people have been indicted on fraud? Where did the topic of fraud come from?
USAID. You said going after them and you made a bold claim that they were funneling money, which would be fraud.
No, I said they were using, well, no one has been committed a fraud, but just because there's a lack of a commitment of just because there's a lack of a conviction doesn't mean a crime was committed. That's like stating
No,
that if I robbed the bank.
asked for indictments.
No, hold up.
Hold on. No. I asked a very specific word. I didn't say conviction. I asked for indictments.
Okay, and if you
What
could
is
be
an
so kind,
indictment?
would you go ahead and articulate what exactly do you mean by indictment per your definition so we can move forward with a clear understanding of the word indictment in this conversation?
Oh, so you don't know what indictment means?
I didn't say that. I asked you to give me your definition so that when we have this conversation, we can purposely make sure that we are talking on the same level of understanding of the word indictment, not talking past each other.
Yeah. Okay. An indictment would be being charged with or brought up on charges of a crime.
Okay, so you're stating that, so is your argument that because someone is not brought up on charges of a crime, the crime did not happen?
That's not even what I said.
You brought up the aspect of indictment, and you asked if there was indictment.
Mm-hmm. Because you made a supposition, right? You made a claim that money was being funneled, right? And these are the same claims that Elon Musk made while he was a part of Doge in saying that all of this fraud was occurring, right? Fraud, which is a felony, fraud, which is an actual crime. So when I'm asking you who has been indicted on charges of fraud, because what you're suggesting on them funneling money through government contracts, that would be fraud, right? That would be misappropriating what it was supposed to be originally used for as approved by Congress. So misappropriation of funds approved by Congress would in fact be fraud.
Okay, you can speak slower, but it still doesn't change the fact that you are implicating that unless someone is indicted of said fraud, the crime did not happen, which is not true. You can still have a crime happen.
That's not what I'm saying. You can't call it. You can't call it. This is really good. I love this. Holy baloney. I'm going to read that chat in just a second. Thank you so much. Sir, I love it when people do this. I love it when people do this. You cannot speak over me. You literally, I have this microphone. It is literally impossible for you to speak over me. So let's be clear. It is not that I'm saying that there is no proof of a crime happening, but if we are going to say that someone is actually committing this crime, then we also, and especially when it comes to government funding, then we need to have proof. Somebody needs to be held accountable. And when I'm saying that indictments need to occur, if that is the case, if we have fraud, and then we can actually call it fraud, because unless there are indictments, you cannot call it fraud, right? Unless there's an open case, unless there's an open case and investigation, then you can't say that it's actually there. Unless there's an open case and an investigation, then you can't say that it was actually there. Okay, thank you. Yeah. No, dude, I'm not even talking over you because the chat literally can't hear you.
I know, it's okay. They literally can't hear you. It's okay.
It's okay. You're just embarrassing yourself. It's cool. I'm not. You're just not. You are having a lack of comprehension issues and probably a lack of listening issues. Yeah, I know. You're having a really hard time hearing. You just don't understand what I'm saying. I know you guys do. It's cool over there on TikTok. Yep. Yeah, that's not what I said. That's also not what I said. It's not what I said either.
I said you were implying. Never said you were.
So you're using words that I didn't say. You're using words that I didn't say, and you're saying that it's an implication when I haven't made any claims of an implication on your behalf, but you're going to say that I'm making implications. I didn't. No, I asked you a very specific question to get to a point that you didn't know the answer to. It's okay. That's really funny, Dave. I hope you don't talk to other people like this, because this is crazy. Thank you, Twatness, for the paid subscription on TikTok. I appreciate it so much. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, dude, I didn't mute you from chat, but see, there's this thing, thank you, CJ, so much, that when somebody continues to overtalk me, and then I'm sorry, you're going to get my sassy side when you say things, oh, you're not going to talk over me, and I'm going to be like, bet. Because I don't know if you realize this, but when you called in, I said, thank you for calling the stream. And there was a name on the channel that came across your feed. And I also have news for you. The name didn't have the channel doesn't have your name. It has my name. So my thing is someone such as yourself, in no way, shape, or form, is ever going to personally tell me what to do on my live and my stream. This is literally my show. You are a guest on my show. When you say something like, you're not going to overtalk me, that is actually telling me something on what I am not or going to do, right? What I'm going to do or not do. So that is actually telling me something. So, no, I'm okay.
So what it tells me is that...
I'm okay, bro. Terry's gonna give me a heart attack. Thank you. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see that? Thank you, Terry, for the huge chat. Huge. I own a small business that does about $1.4 million a year. I voted Trump thinking life would be easier. We manufacture in America, but some materials come from Vietnam and Korea, two places China has hard fingers in. We compete with competitors with imported products. I thought we would win with Trump's policies. Not so much. Can I get extremely giant, huge W Terrys in the chat? You can Zim in the chat on TikTok. You can say you don't buy that. There's no sure, you can say that. But as somebody that used to work in the steel industry and also used to work in the lumber industry, I can also back up Terry's point on what he's saying in regards to manufacturing. We are going to take an extremely negative impact as a result of his tariffs and the trade wars that are occurring with other countries because of what Donald Trump is doing. Terry is absolutely correct. We're not going to win so much with Trump, right? We only have had a few trade deals that even American automakers are not happy with. So, for example, right, the trade deal with Japan, that's been announced, okay? We're going to be importing additional cars, and we're only going to be lowering a bit of the tariff that we have on Japan for their imports, right? But it's still going to leave American-made vehicles, American automakers, ass out in the wind because they get a lot of their parts and materials from the places that Terry just talked about. And we see this, okay? We have proof of this, and that's why we can actually go with what Terry's saying, because we have proof, right? Vietnam, South Korea, China, India, a bunch of other countries that we have to import our parts from, right? Come from countries that are not going to face a lower tariff. And then we have places like Ford, for example, that still do a lot of their manufacturing, which was allowed under the USMCA, to go to Mexico and Canada, right? That's going to negatively impact Americans that want to buy American made, right? And let's not also forget about the act that was signed under Joe Biden. That's called the Build American, Buy American, Build America. Build American, Buy American. That's what it is, sorry. Where it's instructing states, okay? states and counties to buy American-made products that they can prove that the majority of it was all made within the United States. That is a directive that was put in place under Joe Biden. So W. Joe Biden for putting that in place. However, the tariffs are still going to negatively impact states in these policies, right? Because it may have been assembled in America, but not everything is made in America. We're still going to see a negative impact on local states and local communities that are out there trying to buy American-made vehicles for their fleets, right? If they work for the county, okay? And they're going to be paying a higher price tag. And guys, y'all, this happened again. My anxiety is made in America. That is a hilarious comment, Soroski. Can we get some huge, giant, huge W's for Jeff as well? Giant, huge W's for Jeff. Jeff said, the other fellow you just spoke with. Thanks for the fantastic conversation. Oh, you're the guy that called in. Thank you, Jeff. The link you gave me is great and has shown me a lot I was unaware of. Thanks for the help swaying back to the light side. Also, Terry wins. Guys, this was the conversation. I didn't mean to pin that. This was the gentleman that we just spoke to. His name was Jeff. It's okay. It's okay, Lala. We're good. Guys, let's go ahead and get to 200K likes on TikTok real quick. I appreciate you so much, Jeff. Like that this means a lot to me as well. Like this does. It helps me keep doing this every day. A lot. And I just want to see the air balloon on TikTok. Whoa. And yeah, no, unfortunately, Jeff is correct. The website that I gave him, which is translegislation.com, which shows it's tracking every piece of legislation that's been introduced into the country that's anti-transgender. And that is a huge, huge, huge resource for anyone that wants to support their local transgender communities or anyone within the country. You guys have to get out. You have to make phone calls. You have to have these conversations. Okay? We've got to get out there, track it, keep track. If someone in your family falls under that community, then you need to be paying attention to this. All right. I'm going to put Terry's back up for a moment. We have time for one more phone call. Huge W's for Terry and Jeff. Huge W's for Terry and Jeff. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 21.
All right. Did you vote for Trump?
I sure did.
Do you still support him?
Yeah.
Why is that? Oh. Or hang up. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? It's okay, Brian.
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
18.
When were you born?
2007.
No, you didn't vote. Got it. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
You're the fucking kind who hangs up on people when you're losing. Fuck off.
Cry baby. You hung up that time. I didn't even click. Y'all can literally hear it when I click. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? I am so sorry for any earbud listeners. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Do you still support him?
Partially, but mostly yes.
Okay. What's the main reason you still support Trump?
I believe the dismantlement of the Iranian nuclear program was pretty important, I think, for the world. Luckily, it never really got to a point where it was a global threat completely, but I believe it was a good thing that was stopped.
Okay.
I'm unsure if Trump himself did this, but the Rwandan genocide, I forgot when it started, but I believe it was around 30 years. It's about 5 million deaths. I think that's very important that that was stopped. I think overall global catastrophe is my biggest concern. And I think those are good things. Maybe he's not completely the cause of that happening, but I think it's important that he was trying to push that forward.
Gotcha. Okay. So, while I do agree with you that pushing forward to try and attempt to end a genocide that's occurring in another country, that's very important to occur. I wish that we did it on better intentions. So specifically, the reason why that is ending is because Donald Trump worked directly with the leaders of the Congo in order to work out a minerals deal after the fact, after they ended their genocide on the Rwandan people. Do you see how that works? Once again, let's point this out. Donald Trump is negotiating with the aggressor to end for a mutual benefit that's still going to help the aggressor with no actual guarantee that they're not going to attack Rwanda again.
I see your point, and it's a valid point, yes.
And I just also want to point out that when it comes to the Iranian nuclear program, we didn't end their program, sir. We set them back. That's true. That's irrefutable. We did set them back a bit. We don't know exactly how long we set them back for. And we also don't know that they were ever going to make weapons out of it until after we attacked their locations. Now, the Ayatollah of Iran is telling everybody that now they're going to look at actually making nuclear weapons because of a direct attack on their sovereign land from Israel and from the United States of America. So now we actually have a bigger threat because we only attacked 3 of their nuclear sites when I believe that they had 7, if I remember correctly.
Right.
No, Ash.
I understand. I do understand that point. And maybe I'm just kind of looking at this in the current state of things. Yeah, just kind of, I was looking more of the setback rather than the long-term effects. And I can understand your point. And
yeah, and I think that, and this isn't against you, okay? I think that looking short-sightedly is what gets us into messes that are going to negatively impact us in the long run. And we see that, and we definitely have seen that happen well over time in every part of it, right? It's very similar, like, that's why when Donald Trump actually campaigned on no new wars, it would be nice to believe him.
Right.
And then we see the short-term effect of believing that is we actually got involved in a 12-day war.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your point, yes. Yeah, I mean, that's really just the main thing for me. You know, I personally think here in America, we're always just going to kind of be fucked as long as certain monopolies are still in place. But yeah, I guess another big reason I also had voted for Trump was just at least the majority, I would say, of the Democrat Party that I've seen has become so radicalized in socialism and Marxism. I think if we were to do a switch like that, it would be more devastating than just trying to reform what we already have.
Oh, and Jeff, I don't think I put up your 199. So I would ask you to, what is socialism in the simplest terms?
I believe is the state kind of regulating things more when it comes to maybe businesses or certain restrictions. Like, I believe that socialism kind of strips away slight more freedoms. I wouldn't say there might not be like super crucial freedoms, but I think there's certain freedoms that I think the government should just stay out of personally. Like, I don't agree with how Zoran in New York wants to do government grocery stores. I think that's not a good idea. And I agree with the principle of it. I just think that at least currently it would just be really hard to execute it without it being maybe kind of abused in a certain way, if that makes sense.
So No, that's not what socialism is. So the simplest answer is where the means of production is owned by the people. So instead of having individual private companies owning everything like what we see in our capitalist society, it's mutually owned by everyone, and that it's creating equity, right? So equality would be basically everyone gets like the same thing, right? Like every person gets the exact same thing. So let's just say every person, regardless of social status, gets 5 bowls of rice Monday through Friday, right? That would be equality. But socialism promotes equity, okay? So equity would be making sure that, yes, the top people at the top of the social class, they can each get 1 bowl of rice, right? Monday through Friday, okay? But then we look at the lowest end people, and we want to make sure that they eat too. So what is it that they need to hit the same level as the higher class? So that would be equity, bringing it back there, making sure that they are provided with what would put them on the same level. So it's bringing everyone to the same playing field under an equitable society, which would actually be socialism. It's not, socialism isn't actually a boogeyman, right? That's why we already have what would be considered socialist programs in the United States of America, such as Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP. Those are actually social programs that already exist in today's society. Because we're focusing on the betterment, well, we were trying to focus on the betterment of the most impoverished among us, the ones that have the most hurdles to get over. Police, firefighters, that's right. Public hospitals are also social programs.
Would
EBT, WIC, Section 8 housing.
Right. So I can see that. Understand.
Yeah, it's not this big boogeyman that unfortunately the right and other societies have made it out to be, because it is honestly a failed socioeconomic concept. It's failed. It's never been applied fully or implemented in totality in today's society, or even in history. And that's public schools, public roads. Thank you guys. And that's kind of the thing, right? It's not even a country that calls themselves socialist. They're not actually socialist, right?
Right. So
yeah.
I guess what I would be trying to say is, like I was kind of mentioning earlier, how it could be abused. Well, how would we make sure that it would be a full socialist society and not end up like the other ones? Like, what measures would we have to do to make sure that that wouldn't happen? We have the perfect socialist society.
So it would be simple. We still have a government. Because if we do away with the government, that would actually be communism. So this is something that Christian actually just sent this chat about, which is really funny that it came up. So Christian says, I'm talking about communism, not socialism. The final stage of socialism is communism, and that's actually not true. Literally, the idea of socialism is to have an equitable distribution of wealth and resources. And that's exactly the example that I gave you with equity, not equality, right? The idea of communism, the basic understanding, and this is really the most basic example I can give you, or explanation of communism, is to say communism is a stateless, moneyless, and classless society. In socialism, and it's also a failed socioeconomic construct. Okay, it's never been applied in the correct ways at all. Like, the closest we got to socialism or communism would have been the indigenous populations across the world, but they still had a hierarchy system, which is why it was never communist. And while most of them didn't have money, they had an established set of trade, which is why it's not communism. because you wouldn't have trading in communism. You can have that in socialism, but you wouldn't have it in communism because that's still putting something at a higher value. Socialism is basically just about taking care of those that need it most, right?
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's the lines are kind of blurred. I guess in the mainstream when it comes to these topics, the kind of blending of socialism and communism. Because I do agree with you. Like in theory, there shouldn't be any class systems in communism. But I mean, you could look at the Chinese government, for example. There's most definitely a hierarchy there, and they're more of like a capitalistic communism kind of thing. It's interesting, and I don't believe that. Sorry.
The Communist Party or whatever their party name is, this Chinese Communist Party, the CCP.
Yes.
Stateless society. Stateless means there is no government in communism. So just by the existence of having a governing body or a political party goes directly against communism.
Right.
So that's why, again, like they can call themselves communists, but they're not.
Right, yeah. And I guess I could agree that like this blurring of the lines, it's just because
it's not a blurring of the lines. It's just in my opinion, and I'm not trying to cut you off, and I'm sorry. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of what they were intended to do or be.
Right. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. I guess maybe it's just putting like it's more of like a bad actor for communism, kind of representing it in a wrong way when it's not actually that. I guess I was just using the wrong terminology. I apologize. Well, I'm sorry. I can't really think of anything else here. I appreciate the conversation and the respectful discussion here.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, you have a good one. Where's my mouse? Okay, there we go. He hung up. Okay, so let's get another round in both chats for huge W's for Jeff and Terry, because absolutely phenomenal. And Terry, I do also want to just clearly say to you as well that I do find it unfortunate that your business and the company that you worked for are being negatively impacted by the tariffs that are occurring across the world. Ty said the core issue with socialism is there is no incentive for anyone to work that is innovative. So technology and innovation disappears very fast. I know this as an inventor. Europe is a great example. So Ty, I'm not going to disagree with you. That's why I said they're failed socioeconomic concepts, both of them. Like communist, socialism, Marxism, they're all failed. They've all failed being applied correctly in any society across the world. I think it's good to have socialist programs that do bring equity back into the picture so that we're assisting those that need the most help in our country to try to put them on the same level of playing field. We're always going to have a class society, right? Unfortunately, we're always just going to have a classist society. That's not going to go away. We're not in our lifetime. We are never going to reach a utopia. And so that's what we see here, right? And I do agree. We need innovation without competition, because I don't disagree with you that having an idea of socialism and equity, that we would lack the will of competition, which we do need. So that's, again, I don't disagree with you there. Like, you're absolutely right. No, not everyone is created equal. That's why I said it there, like Dave, there is a difference between equality and equity. And that's why I try to use like a very simple explanation. I can even put up pictures to explain. Like, you know what, let's go ahead and do that. Equality. Oh, and really quickly, guys, don't forget to subscribe. I know the chat's over it. Oh gosh. hold on. Christian sent another one. Thank you, Christian. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Both sides. The point at which socialism turns into communism is a matter of debate, as some consider different tipping points to define when communism begins. That's totally fair. Honestly, actually, that's totally fair. I can see that. Okay. Let me put this up. I want a big image. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put up this to kind of explain what I was talking about. And I gotta make sure I can see it well on the screen. Kind of. Sometimes I do. Okay. What did I put up here? Oh, yeah. I don't expect that to be hit. That's fine. But if for some reason we can, that's cool too. We'll just put that up there. Anyways, I'm gonna take your comment down really quickly, Christian. So this is a good example of what I mean, that there's a difference between equality and equity, right? So equality would just be giving everyone the same starting point, so everybody setting down a box like to stand on. Equity would be making sure everyone is leveled off at the same. And so that's what I would say that I would fight for the most. At the bare minimum, we do need equality. At the bare minimum, we need equality, but equity is far more important. So no, Tommy, I don't think that's what Ty is saying, right? Ty is not saying that he thinks socialism would kill. Thank you, CJ, so much. I even gave you a different hand heart there. Thank you for the hot air balloon. Thank you. Kill individuals' instincts to thrive in physical and mental. I don't think that's what Ty was saying. We see that even in like books that are written about utopian societies, that they all fail at the end of the day because people either fall in line way too easily, right? They're complacent with the norm and the status quo. And that when an outlier always comes and breaks the status quo, right? And I think that's Ty's point, is that eventually, if we had socialism, is that we would all fall in line with the status quo. And that's not really what we need as a society. I personally also don't, like, that's what I said, I see where Ty is coming from, that it could be a decrease in innovation because everyone's getting the same thing. The first Matrix was utopia. That's a good point, Thumbs. And that's kind of the problem, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these fail. I just think that we need social programs to continue to exist and be upheld. But really quickly, guys, if you are still here, okay, follow my backup account real quick. I'm going to drop it down in a moment so we can pin a comment. But if you guys are still here, I'm going to add a comment into the chat here quick. Ty, I will be back tomorrow. So if you want to call in then, just make sure the first thing you say is, "Hi, I'm Ty from yesterday." Okay? And I'll be on at 7 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. I need everybody over here. I can't type worth anything right now. Okay. I need everyone over here to go there. Okay? We are going to end, and let's just, guys, give a poly raid. Let's do a poly raid. Where everybody go over to poly. He just started up a moment ago. If the monopoly on force is used to violently impose that equality, would you say it's really better? It's really a better society? No. Then it wouldn't fall under socialism or communism or even Marxism if we're using force, violent force specifically. It would not fall under any of that. Jeff, I got it in, guys. But everybody else, go over to Polypolitics. Okay. Thanks, Ty, for subscribing. I think Ty has a point, though. Through economic systems don't drive the best innovations to win either. OpenAI, for example, it's not driving real change in AI. It's just a financial monster. Okay, I agree with that. Oh, he won't be on TikTok, guys. He's only going to be live on the other platform. Sorry. TikTok is being a big butt munch. We'll just say that. Yes, Jeff, you are still absolutely correct as well. But for everyone over on the other side, go to Polly. I don't know who's live on TikTok, so we'll just have to worry about that another time. But really quick, TikTok, stay around. But yeah, YouTubers. Sorry, TikTok. Oops. Go over here. Go over here on YouTube. Sent right as you said you were. It's okay, Jeff. You're good. You're good, man. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back for more conversations. Thank you. Okay.